Hello and welcome back to the Halifax Real Estate Podcast. Rob Brown is back today to share how much coaching and mentorship has helped him and his real estate business grow throughout the years, as well as his own experience as a coach and mentor, helping high-producing realtors who earn over $250,000 a year continue to grow their businesses as well. Fair warning, while recording this episode, Rob and I discovered that Rob desperately needs a new laptop because it crashed several times while trying to record this episode. So there are a few spots here and there that may seem rough, but we work with what we have here, so please enjoy the podcast. What's going on, Rob?
Hey, just sitting here in my living room. I got my dog at my feet and just had my coffee. Yeah.
I have mine too. If he barks, we'll just edit.
Yeah, I might have to get up and let mine out because she, once she hears my voice and I talk to people, she's got like this Pavlov dog syndrome, but with the telephone. So as soon as I put the phone to my ear, she's like at the door. She needs to go out.
Of course.
It's so funny.
Yeah. Part two, coaching.
Yeah. Wow.
So you just pick up where we left off. You've really built a really successful career in real estate. You run now the Go Fredericton team, numerous icon winner at HP Realty. Coach, we talked on how you had mentors who helped you build your career that were really impactful. Now you are a coach mentor. You help real estate agents build their businesses who want to grow their business, grow their book. So first off, how much of an impact, I know we talked about this briefly on the actual other episode, but how much has coaching helped you in your career?
So for me, the being coached part definitely changed that mindset from just being a sole proprietor agent to running a business.
Okay.
Once I made that shift of and we talked about, just mucking around and just kind of doing the things and, and not to belittle the industry, but we all just kind of fumble through a few things. Like we do it, but not with this absolute intention and it's like real, I'm running a business here. This is not just, and it's not that we don't take it serious when we don't run it like a business. It's just that we take it way more serious.
Right.
And run this as a business. Right. And bring in employees, people to help you. That's the thing.
There's a different level of accountability when you bring someone on, right? Like I say this is one of the greatest things about real estate, but I also understand it's one of the hardest things is that we can literally do what we want when we want.
Absolutely.
Like, and that's like, I always tell anyone, like, if you, like, I'm sure you get this question of like, oh, would real estate, I'm thinking about being a realtor. Would that be a good idea? And I'm like, well, how do you self-manage? Can you self-manage? Because like, if you can't self-manage, like this is not the career.
Not at all. No, I can tell you right now, like I still find myself doing it. I love The Price is Right. So if I can come home at lunchtime and watch The Price is Right, I'm not joking. I will sit here on the couch and watch The Price is Right, eat my lunch, and before the second showcase showdown, I'm sleeping. It's my lullaby.
There's some coaching mentors.
The Price is Right is my lullaby. And I'll tell you, before I put intention and structure into my day, that was my daily.
Here's an anecdote, and you could use this for coaching. Long story. My wife got her license, and we had the same database. So she come to me in like early July, being like, "Hey, like all of our friends, family know you're the realtor. They know you. They go you. They're all past clients of you. Like they're not calling me. I want to do the home show." And I was like, "Fuck a home show. Fuck that. We're not doing a home show. I'm not spending $1,500. I know every agent who's bombed the home show." I was like, "I'll book it, but you need to come to me with an idea that I will support. Because if you're going there with just a booth, I'm not fucking doing it." So sure enough, she's like, "I'm doing it." I go, "What's the idea?" And she's like, "I don't have one yet, but I'll get you one." So I'm on TikTok, and I saw this is horrible, but I actually saw Charlie Kirk stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. And it was like that big sign. People would stop to talk to him.
Right. Yeah. To change my mind or prove me wrong or whatever.
Yeah. And I was like,
I was
like, that's not controversial, obviously, but like there's something in here that if we replicate this some way at a booth, we can get traction and it's worth my time.
I'm gonna share
So
something as soon as you're done. Remind me to share it.
my wife goes, "How about we build real estate Jeopardy and we build real estate Prices Right." So
Oh, I
we
love it.
literally had 3 houses that we sold in the last year on a board, and they had to price them from highest to lowest. Hand to God, absolutely. Here's some numbers:
Yeah.
322 conversations, 32 leads.
Wow. So 10%. That's
With it, with
amazing.
with it, and like we were there for 3 days. We only had the gains for 2 for extenuating circumstances on that. I'm not gonna go into those details, but like we only had the games for 2 days, and we had people circling. Like, they would see our booth, stop to play one of those 2 games, and circle. So, like, it was, oh my god. Like, those 2 games. Anyway,
Yeah.
you go, and then we'll get
So
back to
that's
coaching.
fantastic. So that actually
Yeah.
leads me to 2 things. So
Okay.
when you do things like that, home shows or craft sales or any of these things that you're putting yourself out there,
Yeah.
you need to have something to provide to the people, right?
Yep.
And games are great. Coloring contests are great. Those
Yep.
things to engage the people so that
Yep.
you can collect their data.
Exactly.
Hands down, that's what it is.
Yep.
And if people go in there and think that you're just giving stuff away out of the goodness of your heart, they're wrong. You are trying to collect their data, right? That's
Yeah.
just fact, right? So that I love that you do that because that's like something a lot of people don't do. They just
Right.
go, and it's like, okay,
They just
well,
but they
you
bring, like, a basket.
or nothing,
Yeah. Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So which leads me to my booth. So
Right.
I have a 10 by 10 tent
Okay.
that I take to any event that I go to that I'm sponsoring or that I'm invited to go take part of.
Yeah.
But I have a tablecloth that fits over one of those folding tables.
Okay.
It has my logo and it has my name, it has my contact information, but right across the front in a diagonal, it says, "Ask me anything."
Oh, nice. Okay.
Right? And people do.
Yeah.
Like people literally will ask you anything. They might even ask you for the directions to the bathroom, but they'll ask you anything. And I tell them there's no bad questions, right? Like there's none. Like you ask me anything,
I
right?
love that.
And what's
An
great
AMA.
Yeah, and what's great too is if they ask you a question you don't have the answer to, "Hey, can I get your name and number and I'll get back to you on that?" It's another
Oh,
way, right?
yeah.
But it's not like cheesy. It's just like, "Hey, look, I don't know that answer, but I really want to give you I want to get that
Right.
for you," right? Um,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
so yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. When you said Price is Right, I was like, "Oh," and we're doing the home show again
yeah,
this spring, and we're doing 2 Prices Rights and a Jeopardy, and we're
I love that.
yeah, it's the first. I remember, yeah, that was a big win for us.
Yeah.
We got 32 seller leads from it.
So and because it was such a success, you're gonna replicate that. You're gonna do it
Yeah,
again
and
and
improve
again,
it,
right?
and improve
Right,
it. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
Um,
it was such a hit. We had people literally. It's fine because this is turning into like a mini coaching session. We literally had people stop and be like, "We've stopped at 10 real estate booths today. You guys are by far and above the best
nice.
one." And it's
Yeah.
like, well, yeah, because you see other ones, and it's like, write your name down. You're in a draw, and like you're writing your name down because they want to email you about buying or selling real estate. Like,
Yeah, and they're giving
I
away a
get it.
$400 TV. Like,
At least, yeah, we went to Costco and bought like the big chocolate bars.
oh,
So
okay.
our thing was like, it was like, hey, like people walking by, hey, do you want to play a game? What game? "Oh, I've got Price is Right. I got Real Estate Jeopardy." And everyone Price is Right because Price is Right looked really easy.
Yeah.
But I think out of like I think out of like the 300 people that played it, um, 11 got it right. 11. We threw in a curveball.
Sure, okay.
um, but then they were warmed up, and then they went to Jeopardy. And the way he said it was, if you can score 3,000 points in Jeopardy, you can get a big king size chocolate bar. So
Nice.
then and like by the time they did Price is Right and Jeopardy, we would have them for 10 minutes laughing.
Yeah,
So you've already built a rapport. It's already warm.
yeah,
And then we would go, our giveaway was $10,000 off our sales commission. That
okay.
was our giveaway. Was like, if we are selling a home in 2026, if you are selling your home in 2026, we are doing a draw to do $10,000 off our commission.
Wow.
Yeah. I was so like you hit them with that. of like, you've done Price is Right, you've done Jeopardy. Here's the giveaway, by the way, which we've never talked about.
Mm,
And then they were just like names, emails, phone numbers, home addresses, and on the tag card that they had to fill out, we literally put, how likely are you to sell your home this year? Scale 1 to 5. And like right there, you call all the fives first,
yeah, of course, you
then
dream
the
it. Yeah,
fours, then the threes,
yeah,
then the twos. We booked, we already have a listing agreement signed
nice.
for 925,000.
Sweet.
Right. Plus we have another 8 CMAs we're doing in the first week of January and booking them. So
Yeah,
like, and they're engaged. So like, you think about that in terms of lead gen, and it's like, okay, like I can give you a weekend and spend, yeah. So that was a really big win for us.
yeah.
If I see any fucking Jeopardies or Price Rights at the Halifax home show, I'm breaking them. um, Back to coaching, because
Yeah,
I really want to get into this because coaching built my career.
mhm,
If I didn't find Jamie Green when I found Jamie Green, I don't know. I'm a stubborn idiot, so like I'm sure I would have figured it out, but I think I would have been floundering for a very long time
yeah.
if I didn't have that coach mentorship. So you had coaching that helped you build your career,
Yeah,
and that
well,
was pretty
let's
impactful.
go right back like we did last
Yeah.
time, kinda to the beginning.
Yeah.
And the reason I do this is because I think a lot of people go through a lot of coaches,
Yeah.
okay?
Yep.
So it's not like when you land on a coach, it's like, "Yay, eureka," 'cause I started in 2017, same year as you. That same year, I started the Brian Buffini course, right?
Okay. Yep.
Because the brokerage I was with had this special offering through Brian. I never met Brian in person by any means. I mean, I saw him on stage once in a thing, but like, it was relatively inexpensive
Right.
because he was such a volume coach.
Right.
He didn't
Right.
he didn't he didn't get into psychology and mindset, and he was very operational,
Okay.
right?
Yep.
Like, do the calls, send your
Mm,
emails, write the cards, do the pop buys. Like, he had a very
Do the
great.
do the home shows, make
Yeah,
your phone calls,
right.
log your calls in your CRM,
Yeah.
uh, do the handwritten high birthdays and happy home anniversaries. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They're very
And
practical.
great. If you wanna be a robotic agent and you wanna just play a math number, go for it, right? It was great. And I still take things from Buffini and apply them to my business, like, don't get me wrong. So then, I didn't continue on with them. I didn't, it was like one of those things. It was I don't know why. It just fell off the radar, and, I did it for a year, and then it was like I was done. It's almost like
Right.
I graduated, right?
Well, I said this about, well, the one thing about coaching that I can understand what you're talking about is after a year, like, I do find them repetitive. Like most coaches have their systems that they lean on, and it's usually how they build their business.
Mhm.
And they're just telling you and teaching you what they did to really help you grow your business. Like I said, Jamie Green. Jamie Green changed my career. Jamie
Yeah.
Green changed my life. Jamie Green can't coach me again because I know all of his answers at all fucking times. And I
Well,
love him.
hopefully he's adapted, but maybe he has.
But
Like,
I know for a fact if I call him with a problem tomorrow and I'm like, "Hey, like I've got a pipeline problem," he's gonna I know answers. I know questions A and B, and I know answers C and D.
so that's a good thing
It's a great thing.
because, if you think of people that are successful and they continue using that same metrics
Yeah.
and it continues their success, then it's tried and true, right?
Right. Right.
So nothing wrong with that, but,
No.
so continue on with a coach after a prescribed amount of time. Some coaching programs are set up that way,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? And that's where maybe on the monetizing side of the coaching, that business structure is, it's churn,
Right.
right? You're
Right,
you're
right,
you're
right.
20 students in, 20 students out. So you're constantly trying to get students,
In
mentees into your coaching program,
and get
which
them out.
which will burn the coach out,
Yeah.
right? Because then you're all of a sudden, that's the business you're running, is that churn.
Right.
Whereas if you can bring in, a good cohort of people that are going to refer other agents to come in as well and let
Yep.
them be your salespeople,
Yep.
um, because you're giving them value, and it's not that your systems and programs are adapting so much. It's that you've built out maybe a 3-year program versus a 1-year program.
Right. 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 Okay. So you did Brian Buffini for a year.
Yeah.
You learned all that you could. Where?
No,
No.
no,
Okay.
I wouldn't say I learned all I could. I think I just got tired of it.
Okay.
Um, and here's the problem when you're new and you get into coaching on that volume scale coaching where you're not getting
Right.
any one-on-one, you're not getting any personal, you're not getting into mindset or psychology or anything. It's just operations and database, right? So when you start to get busy, that's the
Yeah.
stuff that drops off,
Every time.
right? So you're like, okay, well, I'm too busy to do that. I'm too busy, and I hate that word busy, but when you start off and you get busy, right?
Right.
And you don't get productive maybe, but you get busy. And,
Right.
so you're doing all these things, something's gotta fail because you're over capacity on your time.
Right. Well,
And then y
classic real estate career.
yeah.
Um, no, the pipeline's empty. You have all this time to
Mhm.
make the phone calls. And like you can, if you talk to most realtors, like most realtors can say they've worked hard for a full day of lead generating and make 8 calls because a call was exhausting and
Yeah.
you can really stretch out a call. But they do the work, they fill the pipeline, then the pipeline needs to get serviced. And the capacity of the realtor may be 5 deals at once. Maybe that's capacity. Oh my God, I've worked really hard for 3 months. I've had 2 closings. I have 2 on one market and I have 1 under contract. But now I'm back where I am, where I don't have any leads to qualify. No one's shopping again, but I've got time again. So then I'm going to lead generate again. And that's what we call the sales roller coaster.
Mhm.
Because no one likes lead generating, quite frankly. And no one likes doing the CRM database because it's the tedious stuff. So what you're talking about, where how you get busy and then you stop doing the stuff, that's how this roller coaster works. Because we have the 90 days rule,
Mhm.
right? So 90 days is for every day you lead generate, you can expect to get paid in 90 days. It's like the golden rule of our business. Try not following it. Promise you.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry to interrupt. So you were on a tangent there, and I interrupted to give a
No
little
worries.
backstory to how this works.
Yep.
So where were you going next?
So then, so for me, then it was, the shift from not being in a coaching program to actually being a mentor with EXP.
Okay.
So once I got my first icon,
Yep.
I was invited to be a mentor coach with EXP.
Oh, okay.
Mm,
Yep.
and then so what a mentor coach with EXP is, you go through a course
Yep.
and then you're given students. So you're given new agents that have
Okay.
done less than 3 deals, right?
Okay.
So
Yep.
they come into the business, they've been recruited or attracted from some agent that just doesn't really care about them.
Right.
Is usually the case. I hate to say it, but that's
Yeah.
usually the case. People bring people into this business, and then it's like, "Okay, my job's done." It's like, "No, it's not. Your
Yeah.
job just started. You really should be coaching and mentoring that person." So what happened was EXP recognizes that and goes, "Okay, this is obviously is a trend. We're not gonna be able to stop it. It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
People just suck sometimes." So then
More often than not.
these orphan agents are just kinda left there and like, "Oh, I need some help." So so then, here, I belong to the orphan agency basically, and I
Yeah.
I take
You're.
on these orphans, right?
Yeah.
And there's a stipend that comes with that, and EXP pays out a certain percentage, and then that agent that you're coaching pays out a certain percentage on their first 3 deals.
Yep.
And then
Yep.
once they're done, they can elect to, stay on for a little bit longer, or they can just go off on their own, right?
Okay.
And then, m you know, I would say 9.9 times out of 10, they just go off on their own, right? Because they're new and they've got 3 commission checks, and all of a sudden they're like, "Hey,
They're
I've made."
rich.
Right?
They're rich. They've
Yeah,
made it.
yeah, they're now
They
a
know how they
top
got
producing
those 2
agent.
leads. We've all been there. Oh
Yeah.
my god, that first one hits and you're like, "I'm good for 6 months."
Yeah, yeah, you'll see their Instagram profile change to top producer. So,
Or you'll see it my favorite is, my favorite thing about Instagram profiles is entrepreneur.
oh, yeah, there you
Just be
go.
a fucking realtor.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I
So
think
you started
realtor is, like, number 4 or 5 on mine.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's like real
like, husband,
entrepreneur,
father, dad,
real
like, you know,
estate
like, all the yeah,
investor, da 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 da, realtor, and you're
yeah,
like, that is where you make all of your money. Um, so you started coaching these new
yeah,
wayward agents who did not know basically their foot from their mouth into
yeah.
how this real estate business works.
Yeah, it's yeah, and it's great because with the EXP program, you literally go through their deals with them, right? So
Okay.
you're going through their purchase and sale agreement. You're going through everything with them to help them along, right?
Yes. Okay.
So I really liked that because you get to show them, operational, but then you get to show them sales and how to deal with conflict and negotiation and all these things that come about with every deal. And
Yep.
conflict doesn't have to be a bad thing. It's just two people
No,
that are,
it's
yeah,
objection handling.
totally, right?
That's what it
So
is.
so
Yeah.
that was so that I plugged into that system and I still am. I'm still a certified mentor with EXP
Okay.
and which is great. It gives me my some of my credits towards my icon um uh
Oh, that's the trick.
yeah. Yeah, well, after you icon, you have to do so much other stuff too to get your other half, right? So
Okay.
your first 8,000 in stock is awarded as soon as you hit icon, but then the second 8,000 you have to earn that, right? So
Oh, okay.
yeah, so
Alright.
it's kind of a neat way to do it.
Yep.
And then what I started doing was I started recognizing that there were agents that have done more than 3 deals. Let's say agents that have done 20 deals
Yep.
that still needed help.
Okay.
Like they still needed a little bit of work. So I took on some agents locally,
Okay.
and then I didn't have a business. I have my real estate business, but I didn't have a coaching business, right? And I
Right.
didn't want to start a coaching business by any means. But I had these agents coming to me because other agents would say, "Hey, Rob's really helpful. Why don't you go talk to Rob?"
Right.
So then I realized, well, hold on a second. This obviously is taking some time.
Yep.
So we are going to figure out a pay plan. And instead of charging them a monthly or an annually or quarterly, I just charge them a percentage on all their deals,
Yep. Yep.
right? And so they had incentive to go sell because they needed to make money. I had incentive to help them with that deal because I got paid to do it, right?
If they made
So
a sale, you got paid. Yep.
yeah, so my time, it was a discount, believe me, because it might have, it didn't work out to much per hour, but it worked
Well,
out to, you know,
you're
I I was helping.
well, yeah, you're a good guy, you wanna help. The other thing is it's also an incentive because we talked about this in the first episode. Most team leads make this mistake and the fact that they take usually too much off of their, other agents' commissions
Hmm.
for the value provided.
Yep.
You went the route of, "I need you to motivate to sell, that's how I'm gonna get paid to coach you and help you grow your business. But if I take 30% off the top, that doesn't really help you
No.
motivate to sell. But if I take 5, 8, if I take cents on the dollar for what I think my time is, you might actually be more engaged. You're gonna make more money. You're gonna grow your career, and on the back end of it, I'm gonna make some money, some little bit of money, but I get to help, which is something that you enjoy doing.
Yeah,
Right.
totally. So that's what we did. It was, I looked at the numbers between 5 and 10%. EXP was charging 10%, right?
Okay.
So it was like, okay, that seems like the fair number, right? And not to step on EXP's toes because these were not people that were eligible for the mentorship program. So it's not
Right.
like I was trying to double dip by any means. This was a
No.
hole. It was a hole that I identified. I'm like, okay, we're gonna try and fill this.
Right.
So
Okay.
so I did. So that got me into that coaching mindset.
Right.
And then it got into the idea that, "Hey, I enjoy this." But
Right.
then all of a sudden I realized, "But I need a coach."
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? And
Okay.
and and it was back to that, uh, August 22nd, 2023 when my dad died.
Yep.
to literally a month later, I'm in Vancouver, British Columbia for EXPCon, and, it's like my first time out. Like,
Yeah. Yep.
here I go to the whole other side of the country just to get out.
Yes.
And I I get invited to this boat cruise,
Okay.
and, no idea why I'm on the cruise necessarily, but here I am with, at the time, Michael Valdez was with us. He's moved on to LPT,
Yep.
and then, Glenn Sanford's on the boat, of course. And I'm okay. Why am I on this boat? They're serving
Right.
champagne as soon as you walk on, and all this stuff, and there's only like 140 people on this boat.
Okay.
So,
Yep.
uh, so anyway, I'm there, and all of a sudden it's like, okay, now it's time to go down to the lower deck, and we're going to listen to our keynote speaker. I'm like, oh, there's a keynote speaker. This is interesting. So I go down to the belly of the boat, and we're all sitting there. We were served this beautiful catered dinner, and all of a sudden this guy shows up, and he's bald, and he's kind of got a little bit of ADHD energy, and he's going on, and he's a coach.
Yeah.
And I would say about a minute into it, I'm like, man, this guy resonates with me, and I don't know why yet, because he really
See,
hasn't said much.
it's the ADHD.
It probably was, right? And, he's trying to engage, he's trying to get people to engage, and some people aren't, and some people are, and, it was a big group of people, right?
Okay.
And, of course, then there's food being served as he's speaking. So it's like all these distractions going on, and I kinda
Right.
just like the way he handled it.
Okay. So he
And I'm like,
really
yeah.
hit home.
Yeah, so he, and I came there, in a place where I needed help, and all of
Right.
a sudden this guy shows up on this boat that I'm not even supposed to be on, but I'm on,
Okay.
and he's there to offer help.
Okay.
So I'm
So then you
listening to him, yeah, and
Yep.
I'm like, "Okay, this is kinda cool," yeah, coaching, I could probably use that. Well, this is September 2023.
Yep.
Um, right around Christmas time 2023, he reaches out to me,
Okay.
and in a very non-salesy way, which was
Okay.
really nice, right?
Yeah.
And sure, he's trying to sell stuff.
Of
Don't
course.
like, he's running a business, right? But though his approach was really nice. And then all of a sudden that led into, let's book a call. And so in
Yeah.
January, I booked a call
Yeah.
and got chatting with him. And then all of a sudden I'm, you know, sending him
Being
$20,000, and you know, and then that's the end of January. And then by February, I'm hiring an assistant. By, like, it's just like my life just went like, yeah, 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 to poof, like this huge rocket ship taking off, right? Where
right.
my mindset changed, and everything about how I was running my business just became so much more intentional. And
Okay.
that's where it's like, okay, I'm being coached now.
Right. Okay. Okay. I need to unpack a lot
Yeah,
there.
yes, you do.
So so the boat. No, I don't care about the boat. Okay. So December comes, a salesman calls with a pitch that, and as salespeople, we get pitched all the time.
This is the
You
owner.
should
This is the owner of the
you
company. This is not a salesperson. This is the
okay.
this is the this is the
Owner.
he's the
Owner.
CEO of this coaching
Okay.
program.
Okay. Okay. You get something that feels genuine, makes a connection,
Mhm,
and you book a call.
mhm.
You book the call in January. The call goes so well that you decide to pay him $20,000.
Yep.
And you've not had a coaching session.
Nope.
You're so impressed by this individual and probably their outlook on life, I'm going to guess, pinpointing weaknesses in your business, I'm going to guess, and things that are resonating. Probably you talk a lot about mindset and psychology, so you're probably saying things that help you your mindset and psychology going into the new year. So you sign this check for $20,000,
Mhm.
and this is January 2024. 30 days later, you're hiring an admin full time, so that's another 40, 50, 60. We don't have to go into her salary. I don't want to go into her salary, but that's how much a good admin costs in real estate in Canada. So within 30 days of meeting this guy, you pay out technically 60, 70, 80 grand, depending on all these fees.
Yeah.
within those 30 days, what was like, I don't know, you don't have to go into all of it, but what like, where did like, you in 30 days, you have to see such an impact that you go and hire an admin, which is scary
Yeah.
to put that type of money and accountability up. You have to have super confidence in your business that you're going to produce the results. So in those 30 days, what do you see that helps you grow exponentially?
So in those first 30 days, it was literally the mindset shift of
Okay.
just being a realtor to now you own and operate a business,
Okay.
whether you're incorporated or not incorporated,
Right.
right? Like I am incorporated, so it helped, right? But it literally put me on that business owner train track,
Okay.
going full steam ahead.
What did so that's mindset.
Mhm.
Was there anything in that that helped you obtain that mindset? Was there a shift in your day-to-day activities? Was there a shift in how you looked at your like, you obviously like, it was like the way you describe it as mindset shift, "Okay, I decided to stop wearing sweatsuits to lead generate, and I'm now wearing my three-piece suit with a tie." Like, the
Sure.
mindset shift of, like, we own a business, we are intentional in what we do in business.
Yep,
Was there anything practical that he helped you with, just or was it
absolutely.
just, "Okay,
Oh yeah, there's definitely practical. So you with Ben, you plug into a set of systems that are already pre-programmed and proven,
okay,
right? So
yep,
so I've implement those systems, and
okay,
what the goal was to implement somewhere between 6 and 12 systems into your business throughout the year.
okay,
And his approach of, we're not trying to move a mountain. We're literally just trying to move the needle 1 degree, right? We're not.
interesting."
And
Yep,
and I liked that because it was the slow and steady, it was the tortoise and the hare, right? It was the just momentum. Every day, just a little bit more momentum, a little bit more momentum, right? And you're moving towards this grander goal, but
right,
you're not so focused on the goal as you are the task at hand, and what's the next 60 days? Not what's the next
yep.
360 days. What's the next 60 days? What's your game plan for 60 days?
'Kay.
And then
You
boom, boom, boom.
you said this on the last podcast. I don't know if it was off air or on air, but
Okay.
you had said, if you focus on getting 1% better every day, look where you are in a year,
Yeah. That is on the
right?
podcast. It was I talked about
Yeah.
the ship and being 30 degrees off.
Right. Right,
Yeah.
right, but what I was gonna say is that clearly resonates hard with you.
Yeah. It
So
does.
having a coach go 60 days away, 60 days away, well, 60 days is in real estate, it's basically tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right? In the grand schemes of our business. So that was your mindset shift of now, when you say that you're not so much looking at the whole goal, right? So for those 30 to 60 days, he's setting you up, you're putting in these systems and you're really feeling momentum. You're feeling a shift in your mindset and how you look at your business, and you're running now. Okay. So now we're getting 1% better every day.
Yep.
What else was happening that year that you really could see the impact of the change of it all?
I left a team, started a team.
Okay. Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah,
You got
that was a big, big one.
January 2023, 2024, we write this $20,000 check.
Mhm.
February 2024, we're hiring an admin assistant. What part of the year are we doing the team?
August, I left the team.
August. Okay, so we're now not 8 months going to 9 months and we're cooking with this coach.
Yeah.
And you decide, okay, I can now run a team.
Yeah.
So how many agents do you bring on right away?
We had 5. So
By the
5
end of the year?
5 plus myself. So I had 6 agents to start off with.
Out,
We
out the gate.
Out of the gate. Yeah. And
So
these were all will full circle. These were agents that came to me before
for coaching.
for coaching,
Okay. So you already
right?
had relationships, you understood how they worked,
Yep.
you knew it was already a good fit.
Yep.
But just for this, because we're talking about coaching for this reason, you start out the beginning of the year, new coach, $20,000 down, which
Mhm.
like people getting scared. It's not always $20,000 down. Let's just be
Yeah, yeah, you
clear.
can do monthly. You can. I
Right?
just opted to pay all one lump sum.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. You did your $20,000 down. In 30 days, you'll hire a full-time admin. Within 9 months, team of 5 agents, 6 agents, including yourself, and one is a full-time admin.
Yep.
That stuff wasn't even on your radar in
Not at
2020.
all. It was
Right.
not on my radar in January 1st, 2024,
Okay.
right? Like, it was literally end of January before I signed on, and then end of February before I hired a coach or before I hired an admin, right? And
Right.
then you go through your, let's call it the busy season, your March, April, May, June,
Yeah.
right? And all of a sudden, into about June, I'm realizing I think I'm going to leave the team. And even that thought was, I'm going to leave the team, but it wasn't leave the team to start a team. It was just, I'm going to leave the team. I'm going to be a solo agent. It's just going to be me and Heather,
Right.
right? But my coach is like, Rob, you're still a team. Like, just
Yeah.
there's two of you, you're a team, right?
Yep.
Like, beach volleyball is a team sport. There's two people on the court, right?
Yeah.
So, like, don't discount the fact that your admin is not a
That's
team
your
member, right?
right.
So I'm like, no, no, yeah, I get that. So he's like, so you're a team. But then all of a sudden that like bounces around in my head, and I'm like, well, I keep having these agents asking me if I'm going to start a team, and I've got other agents that asked me to be on the team and that aren't on the team, right?
Right.
So
Yep.
it's not like I took everybody on. It was just like,
Right.
there was a fit, right? And we had to
Yes.
let one team member go. Like, that person just wasn't a fit, right?
Right.
Um, they're no longer in the business, but it's strange to go from where I was in January 1st to that
So
August being all of a sudden leaving, like literally officially leaving the team, to September. I was kind of a solo agent for a little bit. And then all of a sudden, October, we launched the team.
right.
So
Right.
there you're into 10 months, right? From January 1st, we'll call it.
Yeah. Yep.
Um, was it fast? Was it slow? I don't know what the pace is. It's just what I did.
But it felt right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
thing. Like, it was like the timing was there. And so I'm continuing on with my coaching, but then all of a sudden there's a hole in Ben's company. A key
Okay.
member of his company left.
Okay.
And he's kind of, what do I do? I'm going to pivot, right? And then all
Yeah.
of a sudden I'm onboarded as a coach.
So now you're coaching for this
I'm
individual.
coaching for his company now.
Okay.
So all of a sudden it's like, you know, there's a hole to be filled,
Yep.
and I'm going to be one person to fill part of this hole,
Right.
right?
Okay.
And now it's really neat to see how he's pivoted his business to, now we have a slate of coaches, right? There's
Yep.
Jimmy, Koken, myself, and Natalia, Bree, right? So there's
Okay.
5 coaches plus Ben. So there's 6 coaches now within his organization that help agents, right?
Okay. Okay.
Um, and what's neat about the coaching is it's constantly shifting, because you're not dealing with round holes and round pegs.
Right.
You and I are
Right.
different people, right?
Yeah.
So for me to coach you, or for me to coach a guy like Jamie Green, it's two different two different
Yeah.
sessions, right?
I
There's no
would tell
plug
you
and
right
play.
now they're two very different sessions.
But all I know, if Jamie and I got on a coaching call together, we would get zero accomplished, because we just
Yeah,
have
I can tell you right now you'd get nothing done.
too much fun. Yeah, so it's coaching to me is paramount, and coaching in every aspect of your life. If
Right.
you go to the gym, you should hire a coach.
Ah,
If you want better nutrition, you should hire a nutrition coach.
right.
If you want to learn how to be better at something, whether it be cooking or whatever, you hire a coach, right?
Right.
And it's not so much that that person is better than you, right?
Yeah,
It's
I would
simple
hope
as that.
so.
But they might be,
Yeah.
but,
Yeah, yeah,
you know, they they should be able to pull from you what you need
right.
to know.
Okay.
That's I think that's where the trick is, to be able to pull out some of those things from people so that they understand how great they are
Okay.
and how much they can accomplish.
I I wanna finish the year off just
Sure.
so that we're all on track. So January we sign up, that's 20K.
Mhm.
February we hire the admin. I we met May.
Yeah, that's
We
right.
met in May at
Yep.
EXPCon Toronto.
Yep.
So you weren't you were still you were on a team. I remember you telling me that at
Yeah,
that dinner we were at.
that's right.
Um, you lead the team August. You open your own team in October with agents that you're comfortable with.
Mhm.
Just for people who are on the call, because there are, I'm sure I already know there's realtors that listen to this. Shout out Richard Payne. Now that I know, um, what I, my question is, he's helped you obviously fundamentally and objectively scale and grow your business.
Mhm.
As realtors, we do talk numbers a lot. So just for people in the room,
Right.
if you are doing, what was your sales in 2023?
Yeah, so we're
Remember,
48.
48.
Yeah,
What did you do in 2024?
75.
And that's why I wanted the question.
Yeah.
It is not all about sales. Let's be very
No, it's
clear.
not. Yeah,
It's
I know you.
not.
Yeah, numbers and sales are fine. I'm
Yeah.
not a numbers and sales guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not about the numbers, it's not about that.
Yeah.
But like for people that want to understand the value of a coach, you could talk about all the good stuff of change my mindset. I now show up every day in a suit, like all these things. Like I hire people, right? They push me to be uncomfortable and all these things. But also like the proof is in the pudding.
Yeah.
We also doubled our income.
Right. If
You
you
know what
add
I mean?
50% more to your income,
Right.
that's great.
Right.
Now, for me, it wasn't about adding so much additional income as it
Yeah.
was about creating capacity and time. So I meant 2024 was a really big year because that was the year that I got rid of my big rock, which was my entire adult life. I wanted I wanted to live on a lake. I wanted to have a place on the lake.
Yep.
And Erica and I and our family, we rent this place every summer, and along with a whole bunch of people that we go to church with, and we call it family camp.
Yep.
And just this rustic old place, and it's never changed. It's the only constant in life, I think. It's like nothing changes. Like it looks the same today as it did in 1992. Like it's
Love
just
it.
the way it is.
Yeah.
So we fell in love with this lake. Well, 2024 we closed on our dream cottage.
I love it.
So there was a lot going on. 2024 was a big spend year.
Yeah. 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 You had to do 75 deals.
Yeah. 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 Because the old Rob Brown Realty bank account got drained.
Yeah.
And you know, but that was okay because it was a lot of work to get there. But
Right.
coaching got me there. Coaching got me to that place, that the mindset of, having big rocks and
Right.
and things that are important, and you're working towards those, you know, a little bit at a time,
Right.
right? Just these
Right.
these these 30, 60-day movements.
Right.
And, oh, my laptop's gonna die on me.
Classic. As he's on this big monologue.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm gonna plug in here
Plug it in.
as
You're
best
okay.
I can.
I'll bring it back. Don't worry.
All right.
All right. All right. All right.
We might have a little angle shift here.
That's okay. We're okay.
Okay.
So but you were talking about the mindset shift. It
Yeah.
wasn't necessarily about the monetary gain. It was putting you in a
No,
position where
that's yeah,
you
right.
were,
So it didn't yes, it created a little bit more income, but I was spending it too, right?
yeah,
So it created so much more time. That
that's it.
that's what I was able to create, was this time. And it's so hard to buy time back. Like,
Right.
there's a lot of sacrifice in buying, like, Dan Martell's book, right? And
Yeah.
like, so I was at that point where, like, I'm gonna be 50 next year, right? To this year, right?
Right.
I didn't wanna work like I had worked in 2017, 2018, 2019. I wanted to be more of a steadier
9 to 5 or just something
appointment
consistent?
only pace,
Okay.
right? Um, and how was I gonna get there, right? So I recognized that coaching was going to help me get there.
Right.
It's not so much coaching to implement systems
Yep.
like operational systems, it's like aftercare systems.
Right.
Like how do
Aftercare.
right? How do you care and love on your clients? Um, I think we all know how, but it's like getting it done and doing it.
I don't know. I you know what? I'd actually really push back on that. If there's one thing, was funny enough, you and I have talked about this, and we're relatively the same in that we really focus on the post client care,
Yeah,
like after someone's transacted. That's something that like my wife and I guess my team now, I can call us a team, um, have really dialed in on over the years is the post client care. And when you talk to realtors, like, very rarely do you hear about post-client care because, like, you talk about like, we were at, our EXP rally a few weeks ago, and they did a lead generation panel. Not one person mentioned leads from past clients and referrals,
yep.
and I remember sitting there thinking, "That's such a miss." 'Cause
Oh,
Icon, you gotta do 35 deals,
yeah.
like, roughly around 35 deals to hit that number. Um That's 35 people that if you take care of the right way, should be able to like, you should be able to get a few deals out of them if you take care of them properly, and I do find, there was someone on that panel that we both know, I'm not gonna name them, but I remember talking to them about their business a few years ago, and they've been consistently Icon,
Yeah.
and they've never called their past clients,
Yeah. Uh,
and that's just their
yeah,
business.
that's their business, and
That's
I
their
remember
business.
that panel well, and I
Yeah,
remember the people that were on the panel, like you said, not one single person talked about, digging into their database and
yeah.
caring on the people that they already know.
New,
Yeah,
new, new,
yeah,
fill the pipeline with new, always looking for
yeah.
new. And it's not like I'm not naming or shaming them because they're all
No,
productive agents. They all do
totally.
great business, and we know them. They're all friends. They all run great businesses, and
Yep,
they're great realtors.
they do.
It's just it's funny to me. It's funny because I left that. And my wife was like, "That was a really good." She's new, so she's like, "That's a really good panel." Like I took a lot away, and I'm like, "Yeah." She goes, "Did you take anything away?" Yeah, no one takes care of no one like. There's a thing here that I just think they're missing of like post client care.
Yeah, and not just and some of them do post client care,
Yeah.
but it's only the day that the house closes.
Right. Everyone does a
Or a
client
week
gift.
later or something, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, the client gift is a gesture.
Yep.
It's not
Yep.
as much the post, right? It's the 2 years down the road when they're still getting,
Yep.
a knock on the door or a handwritten note or a little gift or something, right? Like
Yes.
that's the care. You wanna remain top of mind with your clients,
Yep.
and
Yep.
I love it. Some of the thing and this is not a system because it's not something you can systemize, but sometimes I drive by a client's house just in my regular day, and I'll stop. I'm like, I'm gonna text them to say how great their Christmas decorations look. I'm gonna
Oh, that's
let
nice.
them know how good their Halloween decorations look, or
Right.
how great their lawn is mowed. I love how they did the lines on a diagonal, or what, like, because that's their home.
Right.
There's a lot of care. If someone decorates their house,
Yep.
they care. They clearly care about that house
Right.
and the people that live inside it, right? And if your clients have babies or if your client gets a new puppy and you see the things on social media, a quick text,
A quick text. Just
right?
something.
All these little things, and some of those touch points are hard to systemize, and when you
Oh
make them
yeah.
systematic, they come across as really, like, awkward.
Yep.
So sometimes, like, that stuff just needs to be random,
Yep. Yep.
but
Yeah.
intentional.
Right. But intentional. So going back to it, you because you were saying you were putting in systems in place that were
Yeah,
repeatable, and this was one of those systems where, and that was a shift for you of saying like, I could do the rat race all day, every day, but this is actually in my wheelhouse. This resonates with me. This is important to me. I'm going to do this. Now, let's be very, I'm going because I like practical with psychological. That's just my personality. Um, can you hear me? Oh no. Did I lose you? Oh, did we die? I lost Rob. He's dead. Ladies and gentlemen, we are experiencing technical difficulties. We have lost Rob Brown. Where did you go? Yeah, he died. Hey, you're alive.
Yeah, I am.
We lost you there for a second.
Yeah, this old laptop gets a lot of use.
um, we are recording again. We're gonna finish this off a week later. So don't if it's rough patchwork, we're gonna do our best, but we're gonna let it go.
It is what it is. Yeah.
Essentially, we were talking about the last topic was you were buying your time back with coaching and how much coaching helped you buy your time back in 2024. You wanted to work less in your business rather than how hard you were working to build the business in 2017, 18, 19, as all realtors get to. And you were putting systems in place to actually for your focus was taking care of clients. And
Right.
that's what you found was your big thing. And you wanted to put systems in place to take care of them. And we were talking about things like driving by past clients' houses and just texting them, hey, your Halloween decorations look great. Your
Right.
Christmas decorations look great because it is their home. They care about the home. So I'm going to let you finish off on that tangent of you taking care
Sure.
of your clients, and we'll go from there.
Yeah. All right. So we'll start with the buying back the time.
Right,
Dan Martell has a book, and he talks about that. And for me, getting coaching wasn't all about making more money.
right,
It was about getting more time back
right,
and being
right.
able to spend time with family, being able to do things that I love to do. I love to mountain bike. I love to fish. I just love spending time at the lake. So that really afforded me once I started going and implementing systems in my business through my coaching, then all of a sudden it's like, hey, I have this time.
Right.
And it also allows me to pour love out on my clients. And it's really funny, right? Because you're not in the busyness, you're not in the swirl of being busy all the time.
Right,
Um, you have this strange capacity to notice things. Like I said, like when you're driving by a client's house and they've got it beautifully decorated for one of the seasons, and you're like, "Hey, I'm
yep,
gonna let them know that, you know, your house looks amazing," right? Um, or whatever. You notice things on social media and then you just shoot them a text. Say, "Hey, let's see your granddaughter
ha
just
happy
graduated," or
birthday,
whatever. Yeah.
congratulations on the baby, happy
Yeah.
home anniversary. Oh, I see you just got promotion at work,
Yep.
like
All
life
these
events.
little things, right? That,
Right,
are very meaningful. Um,
right,
and that we just when we're in the busyness and we're in that swirl, it's just like we're just in it, right? And we kinda forget to care about people. I hate
There's
to say it. We just do.
there is nothing worse or more overwhelming than the swirl of a busy real estate transactions.
Yeah.
Because it's like, as soon as it's like, it's funny. We always say buyers are the most time consuming because they need to see the house because
Mhm.
it's a busy market. Someone comes to the market that they potentially want to buy. You have to get in that door as quickly as possible. But from there, like let's say you write an offer. As soon as you write an offer, it's like 7 to 10 days of frenzy.
Yeah.
Like that's your like frenzy. And if you're a busy realtor and you have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 deals going on at once, you are just living in the frenzy and it's so much hand holding. And that's our job is to guide them through this. I always say like our successful transaction is we are to make your home buying experience or your real estate experience the least stressful and smoothest time of your life. You're supposed to come out the other side and think this is easy.
Yeah.
That's what our job is. And that's when you can tell you've done your good job is they're like, "Oh, it's so easy buying a house." And you're like, "Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
and on that, we have like 182 things that we do, right?
Yeah.
And and the client might see 10 of them, right? Because a
Oh
lot
my
of the
god, they
things,
won't even." Yeah.
yeah, they don't even know what we do behind the scenes to make sure everything stays together, right?
It's you know
And
what? It's on top of they don't like other agents, and this is not all of them, but like they do not understand that sometimes other realtors or the other person on the end of the transaction can be horribly exhausting and or the other individual on the other side, like the seller or the buyer on the other side of the transaction can also just be ridiculous where
yeah,
you are dealing with these calls all the time about, hey, my client is upset about the color of this one wood siding shingle and wants it replaced. And then you have to be like, I'm not even taking this to my client. Like, you just paid $700,000 for this house. Like, handle a shingle.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like, you can, like, all, like, on top of all the shit, all the stuff that we do, it's also that stuff.
yeah. There's a lot of stuff and that's what it is. It becomes stuff, and
Right.
you'll get what's seemingly an easy ask from their perspective,
Right.
but the receiving end sometimes it's the end of the world ask, right?
Oh, yeah.
And it's mountains and molehills sometimes, but
Yep.
we have to manage all that, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I tell my team all the time, I said, it's not that we handle it, it's how we handle it. And it's how we manage it. And it's how we, you know, don't make a big deal, right? Like take emotion out of it and
We
just stick to facts. Like facts, facts, facts.
my wife is on her 3rd transaction,
Yeah.
and this was her first smooth one. The first 2 were hard. They were
Well, good.
battles, so
What a great way
she's
to learn.
learning. What a great way to learn. And, on Friday, I was doing something, and our daughter was home from daycare from her first snow day, so
Yeah.
she's with her daughter. I'm upstairs tucked away in the back corner of the office, like, trying to stay as far away from them as possible to do work, and I get a text, "I have a real estate emergency." Okay, great. Come downstairs, what's going on? And she's doing what she's doing with property guys.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Simple. Property guys don't have a brokerage, so
Yep.
the deposit has to go to a lawyer, goes to the seller's law firm.
Yep.
So it's the last thing on their condition list. Everything else went smooth. Nothing can be negotiated. They're submitting a $10,000 deposit that the client dropped off yesterday.
Mm.
My wife called for the receipt. Hey, I'm just looking for a copy of the receipt to make sure you got it. Lawyer goes, I have it. I don't know the name. I don't know what file this is on. I don't know what's happening.
So they don't know where to apply.
Don't
With
know
the
where
law.
to don't they're like, we have it, but we don't know anything about
So
this."
they haven't been retained yet by that seller. Oh,
So so my wife is freaking out being like, "There's $10,000 in this world that my client just dropped off at the house, like, I have to go get the," and I'm like, "Breathe.
yeah, it's okay.
What's happening?" So if what's happening is simple. The lawyer just didn't get the APS, agreement of purchase and sale.
Yep,
Just
exactly.
hasn't been notified of the situation. Call the realtor or the person at property guys and let them know. Sure enough, the person told me that they're on vacation today and they'll be traveling all day.
Mhm.
I'm like, okay, is there an assistant? Yes, but they're not picking up. Okay, it is 9:07 a.m.
Yeah.
Your dire. Do you guys have buyer's waiver form in New Brunswick?
Say that again?
Do you guys have a buyer's waiver form in New Brunswick?
Buyer's waiver form, like a
Yeah,
fulfillment and waiver?
I think so. I mean, we call it buyer's waiver in Nova Scotia.
Okay, so Are you just saying to fulfill the conditions?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, great. So we have one in Nova Scotia. If you hit 7, like the deadline, you negotiate the deadline, but that night
yeah,
our deadline was 7. So if it goes to 7:01, the deal dies.
yep,
Yeah, okay. So I was like, okay, it's 9:07 a.m. You have until 7 p.m. You've sent an email, you've notified everyone. I promise you, these people are going to see these messages and you will be fine.
yep.
Relax.
But
But
she didn't see that.
really? Come
Uh-oh.
on.
Did you
I
freeze?
can't podcast. Oh,
Did you
I hear
freeze or
you.
my
We're good. I think it was on my end.
oh,
Anyway,
phew, okay.
okay, yeah. Um, I was like, they're gonna see these messages and you're going to be fine.
Mhm.
It's your first time dealing with this. This shit happens. You're
Yeah,
good. But in that moment, she's in such a frenzy of like, oh my God, like I can't, da, 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 da. And sure enough, by like noon, the agents got off a plane and was like, hey, sorry, we missed this. It's on
yeah,
it. They got it. Here's your copy of the deposit receipt. Here's your buyer's waiver form. We're firm. And then she's, celebrating. But
yeah.
like, those are the things that like they don't see.
No, not at all. And I had a one-on-one with one of my agents yesterday, and she was doing a deal with another agent, and the conditions were due tomorrow.
Yeah.
She had almost all the conditions in place Friday.
Yep.
We're talking like 5 days before,
5 days. Yeah.
right? The agent on the selling side is messaging her nonstop. "Hey, are we gonna wrap this up today? Hey," and I said, "You have till Thursday. Like, why is this person bothering you?"
Yeah.
"Well, they're buying a house and they need their deal to firm up." I said, "That's not your problem.
No.
That's that agent and that client's problem.
Yeah.
Your deal does not, like, don't let her deal that she's trying to buy another house reflect your deal. They're two
Right.
totally separate transactions,
Yeah.
right? They agreed to what your offer is.
Yeah.
You abide by that." And all it was is same thing. It was getting a deposit back. Well, this
Yeah.
person is in like Sri Lanka and they're flying home and they were going to give her a deposit when she landed, right? Like literally the day she
Yep.
landed.
Yep.
And so anyway, so my agent's like, but I want to make sure my client doesn't lose this house because the other agent had said, "We will not extend." And that was the last line in a text thread. And I'm like, that's kind of harsh.
It is
Like,
hard.
like you still
Logic.
have 2 days. So anyway, she got her buyer to wire the money
Right.
instead of handing her a check when she steps off the plane, right?
The only thing I would say to that is, and we've all been in that situation where you get the we will not extend. And I remember I'm always like, yeah, okay, if every condition's done and I need an extra day for deposit and I can waive everything else, you're not gonna give me a day.
Well, here's
You
the
know what I
thing.
mean?
Here's the thing that I see when I see texts like that come back.
Yeah. Yeah.
My next thing is, "Oh, sorry, is this coming from your client?"
Oh, that's a mature. You're
Because
so
guess what?
mature.
Like, if it's the agent making those decisions for their client,
Right.
you're in the wrong.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, it's not
don't
your
make
job.
that call because your seller
Yeah.
may be very graceful and say, "Oh, absolutely, I give them an extra day."
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
Right?
'cause we're 99% there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, don't
Yeah.
don't make those decisions for your clients without their
Right.
consent, right? And I find that
Right.
happens a lot, and it happens a lot even with these seasoned agents. They almost forget that they're not the ones. We're just handling, we're just managing information and conversation,
Yeah.
and the client is in total control.
Right. Yeah.
We're guiding the client, but they're holding on the wheel. They can steer any direction they want against
That
our advice.
that's when that's where you find like that's when the frenzy we're talking about comes up. Like
Yeah.
you have there's so much frenzy in our industry when people get a transact, and like there could be 1,001 ways that someone is motivated to be in a frenzy. Maybe they're an
Mhm.
agent with they haven't had a deal in 3 months, they need to pay their bills, which is actually
Right.
more common than you think, and they're
Yep.
just stressing with the deal.
Yep.
Might be a seller who was tied up in another house and and they might be getting pressure from the third person because they're in a line of you, them, and then the next person they're in a transaction with.
Yep.
They might be under pressure because maybe they just got another accepted offer on their SOBP,
Yep.
and now the escape clause just kicked in.
Yeah. But they're
There's
putting pressure on you, which, like,
They're putting pressure on you.
it's like, well, hold on. The pressure shouldn't be on us.
Right.
Like, you've already agreed to our terms and conditions.
Right. What
And, you know, so
this is
she's trying
where
to hurry up the deal, but yeah, she's saying, "We will not
yeah,
extend
this is
because
where
you want this section, you want your portion, but you don't want to allow me my portion."
and the funny thing is like this is one of like 4 deals going on at once.
Yeah,
Right? Because you run a team of 5 agents that includes you and you're managing them. And I'm sure like being a team lead, they come to you for everything.
absolutely.
Until
Yeah.
until they can walk on their own 2 feet and
Well,
they're a
I
little more
encourage them to,
experienced.
right?
Of
So,
course you do.
yeah,
That's
I'm
your
going to,
job. Yeah, yeah, change the angle. But
well, no,
what I'm
I'm going to actually take my,
oh,
hold on.
I love the tree.
Yeah. I've got to,
Are you taking your modem?
no, I'm taking my plug
Okay.
because my laptop is going to die again. And I don't want to have to do what we did last time.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Bear with me.
Bear with you. Take your time.
I don't have a USB in the kitchen, so
That's funny.
we're gonna head over to a plug-in where I
Okay.
can actually.
I like Remobile. I love the lighting, by the way.
Oh, you like that light? Yeah, I'm
I
gonna
love
have to spin it around again because there. This will be the most clunky podcast you've ever done.
That's okay. That's what good editing is for. You
What's
won't
wrong?
even notice it.
Right.
um,
Uh,
I like this is where you get into like I'm gonna bring this full circle.
yeah.
So you swing around your light, and I'll bring this full circle in the sense of like the problem is with the people the way this industry works in my experience. When you are busy and you're in that frenzy,
Yeah.
it is hard for the world to go smooth, and all you want is the world to go smoothly so that you can get everything you need to get done. That is nothing goes smooth, everything else gets dropped. That's important in your day. So lead generation, prospecting, the admin work, the CRM, all this stuff. That's what the frenzy is. When you get a good coach in your life, they help you like emotionally handle the ups and downs of the business. And they also keep you accountable to doing the work you don't want to do,
Yeah.
lead gen, CRM management. And then they also allow you to put in better systems, which then leverages your time better. So you're not dealing with all of the extra shit.
Yeah.
People don't see that in transactions because we do our job really well and we take off the stress that they don't see. Then talking to other agents, dealing with other people in the transactions, the phone calls, the texts at 9 p.m. that you're like, oh my God, why are we talking about this right now? Because that's our job.
Yeah.
Our job is to handle the bullshit.
Totally.
But that's what good coaching is.
Yeah.
Right. And I want to bring this back because this is important. So in 2024, you started this coaching. You paid $20,000 up front for the year. In 30 days, you realize you pay full time for an admin. You have that big goal of buying a lake house. You buy the lake house. October, mid to early June, July, you quit your team. You start your own team with 5 agents that you've been helping out in your spare time. So how does the end of 2024 look? Because we've been on this arc this whole time podcast.
So end of 2024. If I look at 2024, we closed out the year with a year-end Christmas party, for my team, and got together as a group and reflected on the year. But then we quickly jumped into 2025 business planning.
Yep.
So that that trend is carried forward to now. Like we just did our business plan last week with the team and use a very similar format to what we did for 2024.
Yep.
I get my team to really focus on their big rocks and put those first. So you basically preload your year with those big things that you want to accomplish.
Okay.
Get that on your calendar so it's on your radar, because I constantly remind the team that their calendar is their roadmap. It's literally your script for the day. If it's not in my calendar, as you know, it doesn't happen, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't. So that calendar is my script for the day, my script for the week, my script for the month, and my script for the year.
Okay.
And when you have a preloaded calendar, so when you can take your big rocks, your big tasks, big accomplishments, your big vacations, those monumental things that you want to get done in the year, and then you filter down to your rocks and your sand, right? You just everything
Right.
fills in. Once you
Yep.
have the calendar preloaded, there's no reason for you not to be successful.
Oh, there's a lot of reasons. They'll find excuses.
They will, but the reason's you.
Yeah.
100% you,
Yeah.
right? It's not outside sources. It's not it's you, and you need to follow that roadmap.
Okay. So because now we're going to get into the last segment will be coaching because there's the whole point of this is how to grow your
Sure.
business in 2026. You do coaching for $250,000 agents minimum at EXP.
Yeah.
You coach your team.
Yeah.
Okay. People think that it's funny. People are under the impression that coaching is like someone giving you the tools and the keys and insights into how to scale and grow a business. I always found my biggest thing with coaching is I don't know everything. I will never claim that. But I've got a good foundational knowledge of how this industry works. I've always found the reason why I like having a coach is the accountability side of it.
Yep.
So for your team, you've set them up, business planning, they've got their calendars are booked in, you've laid out the groundwork that this is your script. This is how you get your life to where you want it to be. That's how you accomplish your goals. At this point now, would you say that you're coaching for your team as a high level accountability for this calendar and what they do on a weekly basis? Or like how would that look?
Yeah, so our monthly one-on-ones usually start with wins.
Yep.
Um,
Positive.
yep,
Yep.
and they also will share their wins throughout the week. Like, I'll get
Okay.
a phone call or a text and that they're excited to share a win, right?
Nice.
And a win is not always, "Hey, I got a deal." The
Yep.
win is, "Hey, someone recognized me in the grocery store today."
Awesome.
Right? And I'm
Yep.
like, "Isn't that amazing?" Like, when I call it Fredericton famous because 'cause we're a small town, right?
Yep.
So, we're a town of, well, I don't know, 80 some thousand people, right? So,
Origins 80,000 people.
for the broader Fredericton area, yeah,
Oh my
yeah.
God.
So
Okay.
it's not a big city, right?
No.
Like, it's a town, right?
Yeah.
Moncton and St. John are both bigger than Fredericton.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, as far
Interesting.
as population goes, right? I think our
Hmm.
real draw, like our actual catchment is like 140 or something like that, but
Okay.
it's like city proper is only about 80,000. So,
Right. Okay.
um, so I say Fredericton famous, right? Because
Right.
you can, you know, we talked about character, I think, in our last podcast, like the
Yep.
characters that you play on social media and things like that.
Yep.
So it's great when my team gets recognized,
It's a
and
great feeling.
they start to realize that, oh, people know me, right? And it's not that we're
Yeah.
playing characters because we're trying to be our authentic selves on social media. And
Yep.
we don't post a lot. Like, we're not a heavily posting, there's
Social media team.
I might have posted 3 times in the last week,
Yeah.
right? Like, it's not my driver.
Right.
It's it, I'd rather be outside doing things.
Yeah.
So,
I
and
get it.
I just forget to record myself doing those things. I get reminded all the time, you should record yourself doing those things. But anyway, so we start our meetings with wins,
Yep.
right? And then we go into, what's happening in your life right now. Like, I want to see how their kids are. I want to see how their spouses are. I want to see what's all the important things in their life. We want to talk about that. So the accountability really naturally happens. There's no,
Yeah.
like, "Hey, did you do this? Hey, did you send out your birthday cookies? Hey, did you do this?" Like, those aren't the types of meetings that I lead,
Okay.
right? We get to that,
Yeah, of course.
but I'm not a hit you over the head with a hammer guy.
No, I'm gonna give you the carrot.
And yeah, and also they know, right?
Yeah.
They're gonna be sheepish if they're not hitting target, if they're not, achieving the things they want to achieve, right?
Right.
I give them all the tools, I give them all the advice, I give them all the help they can. If they fail, it's not my fault.
That is a great way to look at being a coach.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
And now, since you coach relatively high producing agents, because $250,000 in this business you have to be a high volume agent.
yeah.
And you're coaching clients now. Just because, like I said, this topic is growing your real estate business in 2026. What are you focusing on to help people grow their businesses this year as a coach, as a mentor?
Sure. So The big one is the mindset you're running a business.
Okay.
So that's the big thing for me with the people that I coach across the country through
Okay.
through the reboot coaching is that they need to realize that they're not a solopreneur, right? Like they're running a business.
Yeah.
Like, so the first thing you need to do is you need to get the help to do the things that drain you. So one of the first things we do is a business audit, right? And you answer questions about what drains you and what elevates you. And if there's a lot of tasks that drain you, you need to find somebody in your life to do those. You need to pay
Okay.
them, and sometimes it's just a project, right? A lot of people that we coach start off with project hires because their CRM's not up to date,
Right. Okay.
right? That's a project. You don't
Yep.
need to hire someone full time to manage your CRM.
Right.
You really don't. You can,
Yeah,
maybe,
but that you don't.
right? But you don't. But to get it organized, that's a project, right? So
Right.
you might pay somebody $500 to spend a week organizing your CRM for you,
Yeah. Okay.
right?
Okay.
So you really kind of have to allow them into your life,
Yep.
but it's for a short period of time. And if you do it right, you hire that person with the expectation that, hey, if you can get this project done in a timely manner,
I've got another 2 or 3.
right, it could turn into part-time work. Are you looking for part-time work? Right?
Okay.
So so that's one of the first things we do with our coaching is identify what their needs are in their business.
Right.
So look at it as your business, not just you're a real estate agent and you're transacting real estate for buyers and sellers.
Well
You're running a
well,
business.
at your level of production that you talk to, everyone runs a business.
That's right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because no
So,
one gets into our system with Reboot unless they're making that 250
quarter
is the
million.
minimum, right?
Yeah.
So it's not like, yeah, there are other programs
Of
for
course.
for the newer agents or the
Yep.
agents that aren't producing at that level. But for the my side
But
of the coaching, I'm
this is yeah, because when they hit your level, you really double down on, "Hey, you're a business owner. It's time to look at this thing as a business."
totally. Yeah.
Right.
And
And
we talk about hiring, like, not just for those things in your business, hiring a bookkeeper, hiring, like, there's things that a lot of agents just don't do, right?
yeah,
They try to do it on their own. You know, and it's like they think they can save money, but what's your time value?
right. Right. Okay. That's actually, like it's funny when you get these people organized, right,
Mhm.
in terms of they've hired the person to do these projects. Let's say they got 4 projects, maybe a bit of bookkeeping, do the CRM, maybe they wanna do a client event, hire that out, get that planned and organized. What's the transformation you see with these individuals once you help them get organized?
Usually it's the capacity, right?
Yeah.
A lot of them are at the top, like they're overflowing with
Okay.
stuff and stuff that's draining them.
Yeah.
So we get them to immediately start implementing proven systems, right?
Okay.
And once
Yep.
one and usually in that first year, we try to get them to implement somewhere between it's like somewhere between 6 and 10 systems into their business
Yep.
that that they start to realize, some of them are awkward and quirky, but they start to realize that, oh, this is to care about my client, right?
Yeah.
It all of a sudden it's these systems get implemented, and then you as the agent and business owner you're not the one that's executing on the system. It's the people
Nope.
that you hired in your life that are going to execute that for you, right?
Yes.
And that they become business partners and team members and part of your business, right? And, as long as they're doing a good job, you're doing a great job, and everyone grows together, right?
Right.
So we see
Right.
a lot of people go through assistants like crazy. Like
Really?
some people in our program, they'll go through 3 or 4 assistants in a year, and then all of a sudden it's like, okay, well, now what's the problem, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's probably not the people you're hiring.
No.
It's probably the person hiring, right? So
Yeah.
then we have to kind of take that layer back and say, okay, what's wrong with you?
Right.
No
Right.
one drew for assistance, like,
What
they're
are
all
your
about
expectations that
right.
what are you thinking? What is it here that is the disconnect, right? So that's
Yeah.
when you get all these high net worth, not high net worth, but these high producing agents, because it is a high producing agent to do $250,000. I don't care what anyone says. Like I know in grand scheme of things, that's like what 30 deals a year. Someone probably
Yeah,
somewhere in
probably about that,
like,
and some of
right,
the, like, coach are in bigger markets too, right? Like
right. So
Edmonton,
it
Calgary.
depends on the price point. But in Halifax, I'm like 250,000. You're probably 30 ish,
Yep.
depending on the price point in there on average, if you're doing the average sale price. So 30 deals a year is you're a realtor. Like you're a
Yeah, yeah,
full-time producing realtor. You run a good business.
yeah.
And you look at that as the key way to help high producing realtors is to just get them organized and then accountable again. Right. And that's where you see the greatest impact on people. Okay. Don't tell me I'm freezing again. No. Me or you? It's not me this time. Don't bail on me. Did you die? Yeah.
I'd say my laptop, only
Thank you so much for listening to the podcast. If you want to get in touch with me or Rob Brown, you can find our contact information in the show notes. Thanks again. Bye.